Hello everybody, it's James O'Driscoll here, or as my channel name should say, Spirit of James. It's a bit of a wide angle here, but I think it's cool. I don't really use Apple, it's my girlfriend's iPad. So yeah, I'm in Kryvyi Rih right now in Ukraine, and this is her parents' place. So we've been chilling here for the last maybe like 3 nights. Yeah, last 3 nights. And in a couple days we're gonna go rent a flat now somewhere else. Then a couple days we're gonna go to Kiev, which is apparently safe enough to visit, so blessings on that part. But I've got a lot of ideas going on, and I want to get more into personal branding, which is why I started this YouTube channel. I want to teach you guys everything I know about discipline, about motivation. I mean, a few years ago, I never thought I'd be able to do something like this, you know? Like come visit a country such as Ukraine and travel around these places and just have an absolute ball of a time. And I'm not saying, I'm not stupid. I understand like what's going on in this country. And I'm not saying, oh, you know, I'm just here like splashing loads of cash. Like, no, I've built like the physique and the mindset first. Like the money will come later. So I'm actually quite poor, I'll be honest with you. But regardless, I've been having a lot of thoughts recently, just about the experience of this trip and what I want to do in the future. And I thought I'd give you guys a bit of a lesson about something I experienced last night, because when these things happen and after they happen, I usually have these self-reflective thoughts after that. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I feel they're quite intellectual, and I never managed to reciprocate that later on camera. And I'd love to be able to do that, because that could really help me in the long run. Because I'd be able to give you my thoughts and you'd be able to learn something from it. So last night, me and Masha, this is my girlfriend, we ordered a taxi to her one of her friends' places in Kryvyi Rih, and his name is Artom, and he has a girlfriend, and I hope I didn't butcher this, but it's like Lilia, I believe that's her name. They're both lovely. But the plan was that we'd go over there and spend a couple hours, and then we'd come back here and stay the night before we do what we're doing now, which is gonna go and find our own place to stay for a few nights. And we were just gonna chat and drink some wine. And then Masha asked Artom, oh, should James bring some of his cigars? He has cigars. And he said, yeah, I don't really try that. You know, I haven't done that before, but I'll try it. And I said, perfect. So I brought along my big Winston Churchill. And I've never had a Churchill before. Normally I smoke Cohibas. I explained this to them when I was there. I said, I'm not extremely intricate or knowledgeable about cigars. I just know the basics, and I enjoy them every now and again. I feel like they're something pretty natural, like a pastime. All it is dry tobacco at the end of the day. It's not going to kill you, and you never inhale into the lungs. That's most important, because he's asthmatic. So yeah, I didn't want to kill him. So basically Masha's dad insisted we brought along a lovely bottle of red wine, and it was, oh, I don't really know much about red wine, but it was lovely. It was very smooth, very light, and a crisp, I suppose I could call it. But it was absolutely lovely bottle. I had about had about 3 glasses of that. So then I explained the process of smoking the cigars to them, and why I had the Winston to myself. The only other ones I had was a packet of medium-sized cigarillos, that I'd got from, I'm not sure the correct terminology for it. I'm like literally just learning Russian, maybe like a couple weeks before this trip. So I don't know the correct terminology for it, but like there's these little shops you can go to, like stalls. They're basically buildings. They're just like the size of a bed, essentially, where you can buy like tobacco or kava, so just coffee in Russian, or vada, water, or yeah, cigars, tobacco. which is really cool because you can't do that in Ireland, especially if you're in the countryside. It has to be in the city, and even when you're in the city, someplace like capital like the Dublin, like Dublin, you just it's just not available. You have to go to a specific shop, like a coffee shop or a cigar shop. You know, you don't have these like little huts where you can even buy alcohol. It's super cool. But regardless, I was explaining it to them, and I said, "Listen, I've never had a Winston Churchill before, so I'm gonna see how long this smokes for, and it'll probably take around 2 hours. And ultimately, that ended up correct. We were smoking for around maybe say at least 45 minutes, and I have a good 2/3 of it left. So I'm probably gonna have that the rest of that either today or tomorrow. There's no panic, just a bit of chill time. Um, and essentially, I was there smoking it, big thing on me, and they had their cigarillos that I gave. They were like cherry flavored. Um, I don't think I have the box with me. I don't know if I have the box with me now. I'd love to show it. Oh, I do. Oh, oh excuse me. Oh, I don't want to cut this out. Keep it as natural as possible. Oh, excuse me. Oh. 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 Oh my god. Oh, excuse me. One take, guys. We're gonna do this as natural as possible. Oh. Anyway. So here's the... Look like I'm crying. Here's the rest of my Winston Churchill. Yeah, I gotta go 2/3 of it left there. Normally I don't save cigars, but this one was a bit pricey, so I wanted to enjoy it later. And here are the Cherry South, 40 grivna for I think a single one. So that's around €1. So you get a pack for €5. I mean, like I'm not taking them out the box, but like these are pretty sizey. The taste wasn't that bad, but I feel a bit not embarrassed, but just I wish I could have selected something better for them to try. Because Masha had one as well, and our Tom had one, but his girlfriend didn't want to have any. She was fine with the wine. And I need to get to the point here because I'm basically just describing the whole experience, and that's not the philosophy that I want to give you guys today. So essentially, I was there smoking it, and half an hour goes by, and the ash falls on my body, and I'm wearing this like not sparkly, but it's like this black shirt with like white stars on it, and I'm wearing these black pants, and there's like this white gray ash just falls from my mouth onto basically my crotch, and their white couch, like white like fur kind of cover couch, and I'm like, oh no, like this is terrible. And they were completely fine about it. Like they got the Hoover, and I hoovered it myself, and I managed to clean it up, and it was perfect. And it wasn't hot, like I wasn't hurt or anything, obviously. I was just worried about their couch. But I want to give you guys a little bit of a lesson about that, because I was introspectively thinking about it later. And you might see it as something like quite simple, but I like to, whenever I make a mistake or just really anything happens in general that I find amusing, I like to look back on it later and think, could I have done that better? What went wrong? So basically, I didn't know. I had never had that cigar before. So number one, I didn't know how long it was going to smoke for. Essentially, I didn't know how long until I would need to ash it. I don't normally like to ash my cigars, I like to get it down to as long as I can before I can visually see it's about to fall off. So I overestimated how strong it was, in the sense of how long it would take before the ash would fall off. So that was my mistake. But of course, this all comes with practice and learning. I would call cigars an art, to say. Not that I want to achieve a high level of cigar smoking or anything, but just, that's exactly what it is. It is an art practice. It is creative in a sense. So anyways, I overestimated. I never had that before. I overestimated the longevity of the smoke, and I didn't foresee it falling, and I I let it fall, and that was my mistake. And I'm just trying to remember the point that I'm trying to get to. Um, yes, embarrassment. I wasn't embarrassed. And this is the thing, I don't display embarrassment. You know, if something's out of my control, this is the point I'm trying to get to. If something's out of my control, then there's nothing I can do about it, essentially. Like, I could be as careful as I want to, but at the end of the day, I didn't know that was going to happen. So there's no point me getting all flustered and embarrassed when it is what it is. And I hate that phrase, but it's so true. Like, it's like, it happened, so what? You know, they were cool with it, I was cool with it. And I think if I wasn't if I wasn't stoic in a sense about it, if I got all like flustered, oh, it would have made the situation a lot worse. So I guess that's one of the lessons I want to preach to you guys today is practice stoicism. You know, just observe what happens, and you can practice as much as you want before you do something, but if something happens that was unforeseen or out of your control, then just act calm and natural about it. You know, not getting upset, not getting flustered, not panicking is one of the most important things you can do, because like the mood was perfect. There was absolutely no problem. And I really enjoyed the experience. So I was able to carry on the flow of the conversation from that, and it wasn't ruined at all. So that's the message I want to give to you guys today. I hope that translated well, and I'll see you in the next one.